Candace addresses the camera guy who took down the camera behind Charlie Kirk. She makes statements about things that the camera guy told her. So we'll quickly go through this.
You know, when I called him, things got pretty weird. He acknowledged that a lot of new stuff was happening on that day, and I inquired to him immediately about the subtle changes that I recognized. And the thing that struck me as wrong was that he lied to me. I don't know why he was lying to me, but a lot of the things that he said didn't make sense. And I want to speak more thoroughly about what it was that he said, because obviously, I of course asked him why he took down the cameras so quickly. I asked him to first and foremost simply show me the footage, because that's all I wanted to do. I'm thinking again, we're all gonna get the band back together and solve this murder. And he got weird. He got really weird. I said, I just want to see the footage so I can debunk. I know that you don't want to put more footage out there. That's fine, but just show me the footage so I can debunk all these internet conspiracies that you were hiding something. I was not suspicious of Turning Point at all, actually, when I called. And I asked him, again, what's the reason? What's the reason for taking down the cameras quickly? Why has the footage been released? Let me see it. And he told me that, A, he had spoken only to Erica and the feds that he had, regarding the footage, that is. He specifically told me that, as I said earlier, that he had secured that footage because he wanted to prevent Erica, as I told you, from having to relive that moment. And that made entirely no sense to me. I told you guys, because we all can watch Charlie Kirk be murdered over and over and over and over and over again. So how are you sparing any emotions here by taking down the back footage? And then it made even less sense to me, and appeared to me as I saw the footage on FaceTime, when I realized that there was no blood on Charlie. It was the least traumatizing footage of all. Why be so secret about it? He then told me that he needed to speak with Turning Point lawyers first to see about releasing the footage. I said, okay, fine. I let him take a couple of days off, back on the phone, and I said, look, then he said something that really bothered me. He said, I don't know how to send the footage. The file was too large. Oh, I was born yesterday. So you run an entire AV company, and you don't know how to send footage. That didn't sound right to me. And even more bizarre, he told me, and this is when I was extremely uncomfortable, he said, after I offered, you can just use WeTransfer the footage over the internet that's behind Charlie's head, because I'm worried that Google might hack me. I swear, on everything I love, that's what he told me. He was afraid that Google was going to hack him. So at this moment, I got a little bit, I looked at my team, I started snapping across the table, and I was like, I said to them, literally, guilty of something. I don't know, what a stupid lie.
Yeah, it's very strange. Assuming this was somehow a larger scale op, I think there must have been a special degree of security around what can be shown of Charlie Kirk. And this is not just about what Erica Kirk would have access to be re-traumatized by, but if there were special factors in Charlie's death, like, him not being taken down by a 30-06, if you have other angles of his body, those angles would then weaken that case. And then, as Candace claims, he gave her this jaw-dropper response when she asked who was he on the phone with.
A weird thing to say. I also asked him who he was on the phone with after Charlie got shot, and he told me, and I kid you not, he was on the phone with the ops that were back in Arizona watching. And I said, what ops? We don't have people back in Arizona watching when we do college campus events. Is that something new? He said, yes, it is new. In fact, this was the first time we were doing it. He said there were two ops that were watching it back in Arizona. And he told me that the reason that they were doing it was because, Candace, he said, Charlie, he was so ambitious and it wasn't fast enough that it was all being live streamed. He wanted people to live cut the crits so that they could be the first people to get it on the internet. He didn't want it. He was like, not even. So live streaming so everybody can watch, but they were racing some people to get this out faster than it.
So I can see that being a possibility, but it's just weird in this context because it was a new thing for this one trip. So all of it just adds up to be something that suggests possible foul play. The terminology of ops, that is concerning in of itself. So yeah, she noted that he was telling that she was becoming suspicious. So check this out. Check out what he tells her.
Good sense that I was growing increasingly suspicious with every random thing that he was saying. He sent me a video that I didn't ask for. I wanted to see the footage. He then sends me a video. And I guess this was supposed to work as some sort of an alibi. I don't know if he thought that I thought that he shot Charlie. I certainly did not think that he was involved in pulling it.
So the video that's sent, I'll just play, and then I'll give you the raw reaction so that way you can form your own conclusion first.
They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie. Oh. Shot Charlie. He's dead. God help him.
So in this, there's something very specific that Candace clued in on. But when I first saw this, I was fixating more on his facial expressions and also his camera work. I'll give you a few seconds to think about what's significant there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a selfie video during an extremely tragic event, and his facial expression is rather calm. Is the adrenaline coursing through your veins? I don't know.
He's dead.
What she picked up on was him saying he's dead. So he basically confessed foreknowledge in a way of the actual outcome. When I first saw the Charlie Kirk video, I too thought that he passed away. But you have to think that from his vantage point and with his reaction time and turning, he may have not have seen enough to know the actual outcome because he wasn't like hovering over Charlie's body. But I'm speculating that Candace's concern is that him just saying that Charlie already passed when he was being taken to a hospital means that there is some knowledge of the real plan behind, the whole day. As far as the camera work aspect, he pans to the vehicle and you see them carrying his body to the vehicle, presumably. And then he pans the camera away. I wanted to say his body is not to the left of the car. You saw a group of people go over here. And so you think maybe the body is over there. But the reality is they're opening the back of the van here. So that means Charlie's body has to be en route to come to be put into the back of the vehicle. So it's suspicious to me that this would happen. Turns it away. And we see his face for a while. He almost turns the camera, but he doesn't. Still selfie. Then once more, after it's all over, he turns back to the area. And so that's suspicious to me. This is an awful event. You want the documentation of what happened. You want to see Charlie get put into the vehicle. But as I mentioned before, any video evidence of exactly how Charlie looked as he was being put into the vehicle could affect our overall understanding of what exactly happened to him. So I would say those are things that stuck out to me the most from Candace's presentation.